we were woken by the dog bark at 7 o'clock, and we went out to check and discovered 2 young Japanese men, half dressed, looking wet and bedraggled, wandering down the driveway. We went out and spoke to them, and they said that they had driven their car into floodwater and it had disappeared. There were 5 of them in total. The other 3 were still on the driveway. They didn't want to walk down the stones because they didn't have any shoes on. So Christine brought 2 of them in and gave them towels and offered them food, while I went and got the other 3, picked them up and brought them back to the house. So we then had 5, and had submerged their car at midnight in a place about 4 kilometres from here. So having delivered the other 3 back to the house, I then went out in a 4-wheel drive ute to see if I could find their car. And I got about 4 kilometres down the road to a junction with Elliott's Road, and all I could see was a lake, just a lake of water. It was at least 4 metres deep. There was no car in sight, but I did find all their wallets and clothing dumped on the shoreline of the lake. I picked all those up, threw them in the back of the ute and drove back here with all their, and I picked a lot of their wet clothes up down the driveway, so they'd abandoned everything. One of them stood only in his underpants and was covered with insect bites. So they'd been out since midnight, wandering around not knowing where to go, and got here at about first light. I dialed 000, explained to the 000 people, and they said they would contact the police. The police then rang and said they couldn't do anything because the road was cut by floodwater at either end, and that they would have to stay here for a while. So I then phoned a few neighbours, rallied some clothes, and Christine started to feed them. We wrapped them all up, they stopped shivering a bit, and then we waited, and a lot of phone calls went by. We had to ring the Japanese embassy, and then eventually we got a phone call from the SES to say that they were going to send out a helicopter to pick them up.
It's like a fashion parade of Jimmy's clothes. No, it's actually, there goes my closet. My shirt. There goes Jimmy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're up.
Yeah! Exciting!
When I have a sleep. Okay.
Have you ever been in a helicopter before?
You gotta put your seatbelt on.
First time?
No, last time.
There you go. This gets very noisy. There you go, and you gotta smile for the camera now.
Have you been in helicopter before?
No. First time.
Okay, sayonara. Are those your bug bites?
Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Wow.
Many mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Last night you slept where?
Huh?
You sleep where last night?
No.
No sleeping? Nah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.